Welcome to Independent Green Party, Green TV. I'm Kerry Campbell, Independent Green Party.
And I'm Brooklyn Kinley with the Independent Green Party. Joining us today is the Independent Green Party leader and businessman, candidate Michael Dickinson.
Green TV focus is Independent Green Party candidates. Independent Green Party, Green TV, is about Green Party, Green New Deal, eco jobs for the economy, positive Green Party solutions.
Green Party solar jobs, wind jobs, and geothermal jobs.
Green Party conservation jobs, weatherization jobs, insulation jobs.
The Green Party eco-capitalism. The prices must tell the environmental truth. The Green Industrial Revolution, saving lives, protecting life, rail jobs, efficiency jobs. Building green neighborhoods, walkable, bikeable, pedestrian-friendly communities. Let's cut tax subsidies to zero for fossil fuels, big oil, big auto. More trains, less traffic. Build high-speed rail statewide, nationwide.
The Green Party has 5 officially recognized presidential candidates. They are Dr. Jill Stein, Dr. Bill Kreml, Dr. Kent Mesplay, Miss S.K.M. Curry, and Daryl Cherney. 2 have released campaign ads, thanks Brooklyn. The Green Party's Daryl Cherney and Dr. Jill Stein. Daryl Cherney's Green Party spot is titled, "Why I'm Running for President," and for the Green Party nomination for president. Here it is.
I'm Daryl Cherney and I'm running for president. I'm taking all the money out of politics. We're not accepting any donations at all. I'm going to run my entire campaign off of YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, social media. I want to teach young people that there's another way you can do politics in this country.
Time is running out, and we need somebody who knows that. I'm tired of war. I'm tired of us being divided and conquered, and it breaks my heart every time I see the bombs falling. The climate is changing. The ice caps are melting. The rivers are rising. The hurricanes are devastating us. But I also think there's something we can do about it. If there's 7 billion people on this planet, there are 7 billion jobs fixing the damage we've done. I have a 3.5-year-old daughter, so I think I can handle Congress. I'm Daryl Cherney, and the future is in our hearts.
Daryl Cherney, Green Party candidate for the U.S. President. Another Green Party candidate for the Green Party nomination for U.S. President is Dr. Jill Stein. Here is Green Party's Dr. Jill Stein's spot.
The biggest way people give up power is by not knowing that we have it to start with. Well, we've got it, and we're going to use it. And it doesn't come from the big corporate political parties that are bought and paid for by Wall Street. Their choices are not our choices. Their candidates are not our candidates. Their economy is not our economy. Their government is not our government. Their prisons are not our prisons. Their police are not our police. And their endless wars are not our wars. And their recovery for the few is not our recovery. The 1% is quaking in their boots because we're waking up to the fact that
Dr. Jill Stein, Green Party candidate seeking Green Party nomination for U.S. President. The Independent Green Party and Green Party are busy petitioning to get candidates on the ballot across the nation.
Michael Dickinson is a successful independent Green Party businessman and independent Green Party of Virginia leader. Michael Dickinson joins us today on Green Party, Green TV. Michael Dickinson is the independent Green Party nominee for Congress in the 7th Congressional District. Michael Dickinson is also the independent Green Party 7th Congressional District Chairman. Mike, good to see you, bud.
Good to be here.
Welcome, Michael.
Good to be here.
The Michael Dickinson, you know, the Green Party is one of only 4 truly national political parties in the United States, according to the CIA World Factbook. The polls show American support for a strong third party. The Independent Green Party with Michael Dickinson is best positioned to become the 3rd biggest political party in Virginia, as is the Green Party nationwide. Independent Green Party growth is possible because the Independent Green Party candidates for local, state, and federal office, like Michael Dickinson. So, Michael Dickinson, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Richmond, Virginia. My dad owned a small business. I had a brother, a sister. My mom, she worked a job too. I went to high school there. I wasn't a very good student in high school. Got to VCU and I really turned it around and figured out how to use the skills I had. I was at VCU for quite some time. I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a master's degree in urban policy. And then I took the PhD coursework for a PhD in public policy. So that's where I'm from. I've lived in the city my whole life, in Richmond City. I love living in a vibrant city atmosphere.
So you drove all the way over here from Richmond?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, and that's why we need more trains and less traffic, why we need
Without a
more
doubt.
trains
Definitely.
coming up from Richmond. That's quite an educational career that you talked about there. And, of course, public policy is what you have studied.
Right.
And that is just the perfect sort of education, one might say, for public office.
Definitely. You know, a big part of the public policy studies I had at VCU were learning about philosophies and learning about other ideas, and then not only that, but adding on your ideas or taking out of that what you can take out of that and how you can apply it to a new solution or a new problem.
That's Virginia Commonwealth University,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Virginia Commonwealth University. And so what year was it you graduated out of there?
I finished there in 2007.
2007.
So I was there for about 10 years.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Well, education is a wonderful thing.
Definitely. VCU was a great school. It was a great place to be. I learned a lot there.
Michael Dickinson, the Independent Green Party. You are a successful Independent Green Party businessman. What are your keys to your success?
Well, definitely reinvesting in your community, trying to keep it local whenever you can buy local, whenever you can help the local community and hire locally. Definitely things like that are things that I try to keep close to my
Those are
business
good
practices.
values.
Definitely. Whenever we need work done, we try to hire somebody local, somebody that has another small business, so we can keep the money in the small business and in the local communities. One small business helps another small business.
So taking successful private business practices to Congress, do you think that's a great advantage or not?
I think it's a great advantage when you consider that Congress is made up of pretty much big business right now. I don't know. I think the majority of people that are in Congress are either lawyers or former CEOs, or they don't have much small business experience. And until you sit at the kitchen table with your checkbook and you've been going through the bills of any business, I don't think you can really say you know what it takes to run a business.
You don't feel the pain in your bones.
Exactly.
Till that utility bill's coming due.
Exactly.
But if you got, of course, renewable energy,
Exactly.
you got solar, that utility bill never comes due. Now, Brooklyn Kinley, if folks want to run for office as an independent Green Party candidate, of course, the Independent Green Party and the Green Party are recruiting right now, Brooklyn, as you know, Michael. How do they contact? What do they need to do to be like Michael Dickinson, be an independent Green Party candidate in 2016?
Well, in Virginia, people can contact the Independent Green Party at phone number 703-351-1235. The number is 703-351-1235. And you can also email the Independent Green Party State Chairman Joe Otto at republic at AOL.com. And you can check out our Indie Greens YouTube channel or contact the Indie Green Party on Facebook.
And you can reach the Independent Green Party on the website at www.votejoinrun.us, or you can check out the over 1,000 videos, YouTube videos, at the Independent Greens YouTube webpage. All right, what's next? Me. The Green Party has won ballot status with strong performances across the United States. And the Green Party's won that ballot status in over half the U.S. by running state campaigns, statewide campaigns. Go ahead.
Michael Dickinson, the Independent Green Party candidate for Congress in the 7th District. Can you tell us a little bit about where the 7th District in Virginia is and what towns and cities does it include?
It is one of the most gerrymandered districts, I think, all of America, much less Virginia. We range from New Kent County, around Richmond, Hanover, and part of Henrico, part of Richmond, all the way up into the mountains of Page County and Luray, Mineral, Louisa, part of Fredericksburg.
So how many miles do you think that radius is?
It's quite a large radius. Yes, you can definitely.
If you.
I think geographically, Mike, I think it's set to the second to the 5th district.
Yes.
It's in the 5th district is big in New Jersey.
Right.
It's the second largest geographical district, I think.
It's very big.
And when I sat here listening to you talking about the 7th district, I think about other petition drives, Independent Green Party petition drives, to put some of your predecessors on the ballot as Independent Green Party candidates down there in the 7th. Floyd Bain and Dr. Brad Blanton, and had a lot of fun. In those days, Culpeper was still part of the 7th District. Is it now?
Still is. It still is.
And so I remember going down to Luray and gathering signatures with Dr. Blanton down there. So a lot of fond memories and a lot of very, very sweet, kind, generous-hearted people. Country folks, really. And,
definitely.
You're beginning to get into the Appalachian mountain change over there in Luray.
Michael Dickinson, what are some of your positive Independent Green Party eco-jobs for the economy?
Well, we need more trains, less traffic. That's the one I'm very big on. We need to fix this nation's transportation issues. And the answer, it's no secret answer. The answer we already have. We have the railroads. We need to go back to them. They drove America in the 30s and 40s and 50s. They drove America, and we forgot about them. We've had that resource that's just been lying there.
Cars.
Yeah, we've had that resource lying dormant for the last 50 years, and we need to reinvigorate and re-infrastructure it and work to get us off of these clogged up highways and off of these clogged up roads and off of these cars that pollute the environment onto trains that can do the job just as fine and that can do it at much less cost to the environment. Yeah.
Every dollar invested in rail brings us back $20 of economic growth. Rail saves lives. Rail benefits by building revenue for our police, our fire, our schools. You're spot on, Michael Dickinson. You're watching Independent Green Party Green TV. I'm Kerry Campbell. This is Brooklyn Kenley, and this is the Independent Green Party candidate for Congress in the 7th District, as Brooklyn Kenley said, Michael Dickinson. Michael, you're out there petitioning now. So what are some of the constituents in the 7th Congressional District telling you as you talk with them?
People want good answers and good solutions. They're sick of this circus that the two traditional parties have become of bickering and worried more about themselves and their own jockeying for position rather than finding real answers for a real solution. It's almost times now that it's almost like these days that Congress gets paid for not giving an answer. When we have problems, they don't want to deal with the problems. They don't want to come up with ideas to the problems. And being out there in the field and talking to people definitely, they want answers. And that's why I think that's why we're getting such good feedback and such good momentum going towards what we do as the Independent Green Party.
Let's discuss the Independent Green Party perspective on federal spending. The Independent Green Party calls itself fiscally conservative and socially responsible. Do you, Michael Dickinson, Independent Green Party candidate, 7th Congressional District, do you support installing an auditable accounting system at the Pentagon?
Without a doubt. I don't understand how they can run a Defense Department or a Pentagon with these books that are unauditable. That I wish I could run my business that way. I wish I could run my business and not be able to count down where the money's going. I understand some of the articles that I've read about what goes on there. It's not auditable. There's money that's missing. They don't know where it's going or where it's being maneuvered to, and that's just unacceptable. We cannot run America, much less the Defense Department, like that.
So Michael Dickinson, Independent Green Party candidate for Congress, 2016, 7th Congressional District. Michael Dickinson, would one of the bills that you would attempt to get co-signers on, would that be to install an auditable accounting system at the Pentagon?
Without a doubt. I definitely would sponsor that and try to start the discussion on that nationally.
Total outlays are $3,688 billion. Total receipts are $3,249 billion. The federal deficit for 2015 was $439 billion. $591 billion was spent on the U.S. defense budget. The U.S. spends more on military than any other nations on the earth. The U.S. could cut military spending waste, fraud, and abuse by 80% and still spend more on military than any other nation on the earth. The Green Party calls for bringing troops home and tax dollars home, and cutting military spending waste alone to common sense levels would balance the federal budget.
Let's jump in right there. And Brooklyn, thank you very much for reading those numbers. Of course, I'm an Air Force vet. Michael Dickinson, what can we do to address, from a green, fiscally conservative and responsible, one of the things you've already said, auditable accounting system at the Pentagon. The Green Party, of course, has called for bringing troops and tax dollars home from overseas. What are your thoughts?
We need to run it like a business. We need to budget money that's coming in, and if the money's not there, we can't spend it. We need to run it like a business. And I wish I could run my business like they run their business, where I have a lot of expenditures and just make the money up as I go along and don't have the money coming in. When you run a small business, I project out I'm going to make $1,000 this week or tonight, so that I can spend that $1,000. I can't spend $10,000 if I don't make it or if it doesn't come in. And we need to start running our Defense Department, as well as all the other agencies in the United States, as a business, and not so much as a crazy situation where we just spend everything and run it with credit cards.
Oh.
Well, we do have federal agencies that do indeed run like a private business. For example, the Private Investment Corporation, they run on their own profits. One of the federal agencies, of the 24 federal agencies, 22 of the federal agencies have auditable accounting financial statements every year. Now, to this other question, Michael, of U.S. troop involvement overseas, very costly. We see some of the candidates in the traditional parties with a great deal of bluster, usually people unlike myself who are not veterans, who've never served in the military. Independent Green Party candidate for Congress, Michael Dickinson, should we be bringing American troops home from all those bases overseas?
Definitely. I definitely think we should. We need to focus, I believe, on the defense of this country before we start spending our resources and troops throughout the world. And that's not to say that if there's a dire emergency with one of our allies, not to help them at some point. But some of these operations we're on now overseas, we don't even know what the operation is anymore. We destabilize countries, and then we're left there forever, indefinitely, to clean up the mess that we made, when we probably should have never made that mess to begin with.
So I hear you saying that you do agree with the Green Party.
Without a doubt.
Bring the troops, the tax dollars home.
Yes.
Brooklyn Kenley, would you run us through some more numbers of the last full fiscal year of federal spending, since we're talking about a congressional race with Michael Dickinson running?
The U.S. Comptroller General has long noted the Pentagon does not have an auditable accounting system. 22 of the 24 federal agencies do, and the largest federal agency, the Department of Defense, does not. The Green Party calls for an auditable accounting system at the Pentagon. It's fiscally responsible and good common sense. For fiscal year 2015, individual income tax receipts were $1,540 billion. Corporate income tax receipts were $343 billion.
Can I jump in there, Brooklyn?
Yes.
That's an amazing number to me, really, that You always hear in the other two larger parties about how corporate taxes need to be cut. But when you look here, you see that only $343 billion in revenue out of a $3.5 trillion budget. So less than 1/10 of the revenue for the federal government comes from corporate taxes. What are your thoughts about that, Michael Dickinson, independent Green Party candidate?
Corporations and big businesses like that need to, one, keep their revenues and profits in the United States and stop sending them overseas or sheltering them overseas or putting them overseas to hide out from the taxes. And two, they need to pay the appropriate taxes on it. I mean, it's irritating for me sometimes as a small business owner not being able to get the breaks that big businesses do, and yet I'm probably still paying more as a percentage-wise in taxes than they do. You know, as a small business owner, if I'm in my restaurant, if I want to go and buy, 30 slabs of steaks to serve, I don't get the break that big business does, or like a chain steakhouse does. They can buy in total bulk and they can stock it away. I'm a small business owner. If the money's not in the register, if it's sitting somewhere, it's sitting. So when I hear statistics like that, it makes me as a small business owner very irritated, because these big companies need to pay their fair share, and big corporations need to pay their fair share, and they need to keep the money here in the United States. Keep it in the community and circulate it within the community instead of circulating it out everywhere else for their own benefit.
You've got a lot of experience. A lot of business experience. Let's just know, according to the Global Financial Index, the annual gross domestic product of the U.S. in 2015 is estimated to be almost $18 trillion. Social Security insurance receipts, $1.010 trillion. Unemployment insurance receipts, $51 billion.
Can I jump in there just a moment? Brooklyn Kenley, thank you, ma'am. Michael Dickinson, Social Security. Of course, Social Security has always taken in more money than it has paid out. Social Security has never, since the 1930s, missed a single check. Your position as the independent Green Party candidate for Congress in the 7th District, some thoughts you might have on Social Security?
It's a tough situation because, one, it's politically, it's unpopular. People are going to get upset, like you or hate you, based on your stances on Social Security. My belief is that we do need to take action on it, and we need to do more than just talk. Whether it's we come up with new ideas and new ways to allow people to save their own money, whether it's we give some kind of tax cut to individuals so they can use that money and put it into an investment account or some kind of a holding account. We need to do something. We can't just let it fester.
Well, we have those ideas right now. We have thrift savings, we have 401k, and of course the fact that Social Security has a surplus, never not paid a check.
Exactly.
Some folks are calling for expansion of Social Security or transaction taxes on Wall Street transactions. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm for anything. I would be for transaction taxes on Wall Street. I would be for things like that. We've been talking about this for so many years, and it's like every year, Social Security is supposed to be running out of money. It's just like every time.
That's false. That's
exactly.
A false claim.
You always hear that.
Absolutely.
They always do that, and they drum up a big conundrum on TV.
It's that crowd that wanted to privatize Social Security and put it in the market.
Exactly.
Imagine where we'd all be in 28 when the market collapsed.
Exactly.
Brooklyn, you wanted to run us through top to bottom
more?
what 1 through 15, the spending there.
Okay, well, the national defense, the military budget was $591 billion this year. With Medicare, net outlays were $546 billion.
So it's a third on the list of expenditures.
The fourth is income security net outlays, $509 billion. Health net outlays were $482 billion. Net interest on the federal debt, $223 billion.
If we could pause just a moment there and emphasize that. So that's borrowed money, Michael, that we're
Wow.
paying on that borrowed money.
That's number six.
And now everything that Brooklyn is going to tell us that we spend on now, the rest of the way, I think there are at least there are 15 items on this page. Everything else we spend less on because we're paying interest on that money that
$223 billion
and of course,
in interest.
about $4 trillion of that is unpaid for wars, is it not?
Right, you're definitely correct.
Brooklyn, what's
Okay,
next?
the seventh on our list, veteran benefits and services, $159 billion.
As a veteran, let me just pop that number. All right, so net interest on the federal debt that we're paying is $223 billion. $223 billion. Veterans benefits, 159 less. Important that we all know that. That's why we're going through these numbers here with Michael Dickinson, Independent Green Party candidate for Congress in the 7th District. We've got 2 minutes. Brooklyn Kinley.
Education, training, employment, and social services is $120 billion. Those are all together. Transportation, $90 billion. Administrative of justice, $53 billion. International affairs, $48 billion. National resources and environment, $33 billion. General science, space, and technology altogether, $29 billion. Agricultural, $20 billion, and the general government, $16 billion.
Now, let just pop on something that I read just this morning. That in the federal budget in the current year, we're going to spend $3 billion looking for a cure to cancer. For one, and my daddy was in the Navy. I'm an Air Force vet. For one aircraft carrier, we're going to spend $17 billion. Now, what do we need more, I ask you, Michael Dickinson? Put you on the spot, sir. Do we need a cure for cancer or another aircraft carrier?
We need cures for cancer, I believe. You know, my grandfather was in World War II. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, so veterans mean a lot to me.
Thank you for your dad's service.
And it means the veterans mean a lot to me, and I definitely do care. But, you know, I think we're at a point now in America where, you know, we need to find ways to. Cancer is horrible, and it's hurting America badly.
All right, we're out of time now. Michael Dickinson, thank you for being an Independent Green Party candidate. Thank you for being here. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks to the distinguished Independent Green Party leader and candidate for the Green Party nomination for U.S. House, Michael Dickinson, for joining us today on Green Party Green TV. And thank you for watching. I'm Brooklyn Kinley, Independent Green Party.
I'm Kerry Campbell, Independent Green Party. We'll see you next time on Green TV.